Alrighty, everybody. Hold on to your butts. Get ready. It's time for another day of streaming. Hello, everyone. Phil here. Welcome. Welcome to my first of two daily live streams. Today is Tuesday, November 27th, 2018. And I wholeheartedly welcome you here to the stream, my friends. How is everyone today? Hopefully I find you well. Today's a momentous day for many different reasons. We'll talk about this in just a moment. But just wanted to say, thank you guys very, very much for being here. And welcome. A new release day is always pretty hype, right? In particular, today is going to be an interesting day, not only because it's a new release day, but apparently, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to begin a playthrough of a game that's one of the most divisive games of 2018. What I mean by that is the game that we're going to play today, Darksiders 3, is a game that basically was lost in development hell for a while, and now that it's out, people cannot agree on what they think about this game, okay? So first of all, a little bit of history for those of you who aren't aware, okay? Darksiders was a franchise that began way back when in 2010. At the beginning of my kind of YouTube deal, I started in late 2008, and it was around mid-2010, I believe, maybe a little bit earlier than that, when Darksiders released, and actually it was one of my earlier Hateful Truth reviews that I did after completing the game. Darksiders 1 was a great game. I felt that it was very Zelda-esque, and it basically combined the elements of Zelda with more adult elements. There was gore and blood in the game, dismemberments, and a really kind of interesting artistic style, combined with the same kind of like exploration, puzzle solving, etc., and backtracking that Zelda is known for. I really liked Darksiders 1. I thought it was an incredibly good game, and back in the day I praised it, although I definitely think it had shortcomings as well, and I was very honest in my original review, 8+ years ago. Then 2 years later, Darksiders 2 was released, and basically what the developers THQ did is they tried to make the game less Zelda-esque and more modern, meaning it focused way less on puzzle elements and backtracking and more on unlocking new abilities and powers and looking a lot more flashy. In the first game you controlled War, in the second game you controlled Death, and Death had this giant scythe that he would use in combat and swing it around and try to basically look fancy. And really that was their focus, I think, trying to make it a more stylized, modernized game. I'll be honest, I liked Darksiders 2, but I didn't like Darksiders 2 as much as 1. I actually liked the more Zelda-esque game more than the original, or more than the sequel, excuse me. Not to say the sequel was bad, I don't feel it was, but basically I thought that they tried to change it up for a more widespread audiences, and I don't know if it necessarily worked, okay? So then THQ was working on Darksiders 3, and they went out of business, okay? The lead of the company or whatever, they basically completely went out of business, and everyone thought that was it. What a shame. It was a good franchise, but I guess we'll never see it again. But then the company got picked up by another company, another publisher, and was revived. And so here we are over 6 years later. I know that's a long time to wait for a third game in a franchise. And the Darksiders franchise continues. We now play as Fury, which makes no sense because you're supposed to be playing the Horsemen of the Apocalypse, who are war, famine, pestilence, and death. Yet you're playing someone named Fury. Figure that one out. They invented a new horseman. And I have no idea how this is going to play. From what I've heard and seen, a lot of people are saying it's the hardest game by far in the franchise. They basically went the Dark Souls route. You are a glass cannon. You are very powerful, but at the same time, you can't take hits for shit. So basically, the entire gameplay mechanic is based off of dodging and counterattacking your enemies. And even, like, little weak enemies can kill you, just like Dark Souls, okay? I kind of get that. I dig that. At the same time, if the entire game is a rip of Dark Souls, I don't know how good this game's going to be. You know what I mean? Like, look at other games that have tried to do that, like Lords of the Fallen. Oh, God. And I don't know how successful the game's going to be, quite frankly. Now, the reason I say it's one of the most divisive games of the year, if you look at the reviews that have been released over the past day or two, oh my God. Some people say the game is like a 3 to a 5. Some people say the game is an 8 or a 9. How on earth can you get that divisive and be that different? Like, it doesn't even seem to make sense. Like, how could you have the two completely different ranges of the scoring spectrum for the same game? Some people say the game's 12 hours long. Some people say the game's 20 hours long. Huh? Like, that doesn't even make logical sense. How can you have a game that's almost double the length for one person as it is for another? I'm just freaking confused, okay? Now, I don't know. I guess we're going to see for ourselves because, as you know, I'm going to, playing this game. And if it is only a 12-hour long game, then 3 major sessions and it's wrapped up, I guess that's good. But at the same time, like, with all the other major games that I played this year that had way more content, that's going to be hard to swallow as a $60 purchase. You know what I mean? Of all the years that I've done this, that I've covered games for you guys, this year seemed to be the year of the most content for your purchase. You buy a game, you get anywhere from 20 to 40 to 60 hours of content, plus some games have multiplayer as well. It's hard to swallow paying $60 for a game that has like 12 hours of content this particular year. Okay? So honestly, I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm curious. Obviously, as a person who's played the first 2 games and liked them, and knowing that this game was in development hell, I'm curious to see how it came out. I guess we're going to find out, today. Okay, at least for our first session here. All right, so 4+ hours of Darksiders 3 here on today's stream. Very interested. Basically, my interest is piqued to see what this game is because the reviews are so divisive. Let's see for ourselves what this game actually is. Okay? Fair enough. Then tonight, I will be continuing on my post-game epic streaming of Dragon Quest XI. The last time I played, we had big progress. I basically got as far as I could in the trials. Couldn't finish them because they were incredibly tough. Then had to kind of go around the world doing various things, gathering items and crafting things for the best crafting in the game. Went off to fight optional bosses. And I think that's what I'm going to continue to do tonight. Try to find more optional bosses to fight and tackle and see what we can do. Okay, it's going to be fun. I've been, making slow progress, leveling in the light. And I think that we can continue to do so tonight. Maybe we'll finally get to fight the Metal Slime King again. I got to randomly fought him once and gain some, like, insane amount of experience points. Maybe we could do it again. I guess we'll see. Okay, so that's tonight. A chill stream of Dragon Quest XI. Reminder, guys, tomorrow's my day off. Finally, after, a week here of streaming, I have a day off tomorrow. And then I'm back on Thursday. Now, allow me to explain, because in the interim, guys, if you're not aware, Red Dead Redemption 2 Online has launched for those who have bought the Ultimate Edition of the game and paid some $30+ extra dollars for pretty much no content. And I hate to say that, but when I was looking at the versions of Red Dead Redemption 2, I strongly considered buying a higher tier edition if it was going to have additional content that I felt that I was going to take advantage of. There was no advantage to buying the Ultimate Edition besides getting a few in-game skins and weapons, getting money for Grand Theft Auto Online that I was never going to use, or being able to play Red Dead Online like a day early. And I said, this is kind of silly. I don't think this is any big deal. So I just bought the standard edition, which is why I'm not able to access Red Dead Online today. Okay? So tomorrow, what would happen if I was going to be around tomorrow, Red Dead Online would have been available to me. It's basically available to anyone who played the game on launch day, which obviously I played Red Dead 2 on launch day. But tomorrow's my day off. Fair enough, because guess what's going to happen tomorrow? Pretty much everyone who bought the regular version of Red Dead 2 is going to be trying to do Red Dead Online, and I almost guarantee server issues. If you guys remember, the day when Grand Theft Auto Online launched, the game completely destroyed itself. No one could connect. It was just a hot mess. And when people finally did connect, the game would crash constantly and wouldn't even load properly. It basically wasn't worth playing Grand Theft Auto Online for at least 2 days after its launch. Now, from what I'm to understand, Red Dead Online isn't having those issues, but that's because it's just the people who bought the Ultimate Edition of the game. So you're talking, in the scale of the amount of people who bought Red Dead 2, a drop in the bucket. You know what I mean? Probably like 1% of the actual people who will be playing this game online are playing it right now. So, let's see how things go. I'm honestly happy that I'm not playing Red Dead Online tomorrow, because I get the feeling if I tried to play it on Wednesday, it would be an epic fail. Okay? So, here's what I'm going to do. Alright? On Thursday, I am going to be playing it. But, I don't want to make it my mainstream 4+ hours, especially if I don't know if it's very good. So, here's what we're going to do. On Thursday, when I return from my day off, it's going to be more Darksiders 3 on my main gameplay stream, and then my nighttime stream will be exploring Red Dead Online. Trying to figure it out, trying to see what it's supposed to be, you know, and going from there. So we'll see what happens. And then, if it's good, if Red Dead Online ends up being good, and people want to see it as a main gameplay stream on, say, Friday or Saturday, I'd be more than willing to do it. But only once I've tested it, we know it connects, we know it works, and it seems like there's content in it to do, rather than just kind of wandering around. Now, various things, obviously, I'll be trying to do Suicide Kings. That's something I absolutely loved about Red Dead 1 Online, and I'm wondering if Red Dead 2 Online will have the same kind of capability or not. You know, the only way to know is to try, right? Of course, I'm sure there's going to be scripted events and things you can do in it, with co-oping with people and also against other people, just like there was in Red Dead 1 Online. I guess we'll see, okay? Now, also, some people have obviously asked, Phil, if it works and it's fun, will you be playing it with fans? I mean, yeah, I would not be against teaming up with tons of you guys on stream and just running around this world and doing crazy, zany stuff, you know? It sounds like a good time if it works. So, let's see if it works. This Thursday will be the determining factor on if Red Dead 2 Online becomes a staple of stuff that I do, becomes maybe a regular thing on my streams. You know, I wouldn't be opposed to once or twice a week doing a stream of it and hanging out with you guys and just doing silly shit. The weekly RDR2 stream, right? But let's see. Let's play it by ear and let's see for ourselves what happens with this. Okay, fair enough. So that is going to be starting Thursday. And then this weekend, obviously, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's going to be continuing with Darksiders 3 and trying to wrap it up. Also, Spyro 3 will resume. Probably on Friday, I'm thinking. I'll bring it back as the main gameplay stream. Because I've been loving that game. You know, the Reignited trilogy is a really good trilogy. And at this point, I believe it said I was like 60-something% into the game. Or maybe 50, like 58, something like that. So, obviously, it's going to take probably another 2 major sessions to wrap that up. So, that's going to continue this weekend, probably Friday. So, you'll see Darksiders, Spyro, Red Dead Online. And then, obviously, based on how everything goes, we'll determine, are we going to continue on with another stream of Assassin's Creed? Is there going to be more Dragon Questing, etc.? Okay? Now, next week, before the launch of Smash Ultimate, which is basically the final major release I'll be covering this year, I want to do my Indies Marathon. Okay, if you're not aware, the Indies Marathon is going to be at least 4 games, if not more, that will be played during a marathon-style event, and it's going to be taking place more than likely a day or 2 before the launch of Smash, okay? Should be fun. Every time I do an Indies Marathon, it ends up being entertaining, and sometimes some of the games that I play during these marathons end up being so interesting to me that I end up going back to them and doing, like, full playthroughs of them later. I would not be surprised if maybe this happens this time as well, okay? So that being said, it should be fun. I am definitely looking forward to that. That's going to be sometime next week, okay? Not this week, but sometime next week before the release of Smash. Okay, and then we got Smash, obviously. And, we'll see. We'll play it by ear. We'll see how successful Smash is. The other thing is, some people have been asking me, what am I going to do for the rest of this year or January? Because there's nothing really going on, major release-wise, until late January. We've got a couple different games that are coming out, including Kingdom Hearts 3, and I believe there's another one. So I think there's Resident Evil 2 Remake. So there's a couple really high-profile releases in late January, but they're not very prominent until then. I have many ideas of things that I would like to do around that time, okay? Many things. Some of the options are Shenmue 2, Final Fantasy IV. Doing another run through the remastered version of Dark Souls, which I never played, only this time as a sorcerer build. Maybe bringing back Street Fighter, because I haven't now played Street Fighter in months. Maybe bringing that back to the fold, since now the major releases are finally winding down. Since people seem to like the Street Fighter streams, even though I sucked at Street Fighter 5, people still like to watch me play it for some reason. So there you go. Many options, okay? Many options that I'm debating. So we'll see. We'll play it by ear. Let's see how everything goes. All right, guys. So, thanks very much for listening to the schedule. And now what I like to do is move on to the plugs segment of the stream. And then we'll move on to shoutouts, and then we'll get started with Darksiders 3. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for all of your support. In particular, there are 3.5 days left in the month of November. This means you have 3.5 days left to pledge to my Patreon and get in on the upcoming holiday event. For those who aren't aware, I'm doing a holiday gaming marathon right before Christmas, and I'm going to be dressed up festively. I'm going to be drinking during this marathon, beer, eggnog, and other stuff, and I'm going to be playing a combination of games based on what people who pledge to my Patreon, nominate. I'm hoping that there'll be some Christmas-themed stuff, but also other variety of games based on, what the patrons want to see. So if you pledge $5 or more to my Patreon by the end of this month, you will be able to nominate and vote on the games that will be played in this event. And just so you guys understand, this is a lot of power. In general, when I do these kind of events, probably I'd say at tops 15 to 20 people, maybe sometimes 30 people are nominating and voting on the games. I'm not exaggerating there. An event where that hundreds of people will watch live and thousands of people will watch on demand on my DSPGaming channel on YouTube is determined by about 20 to 30 people. So please, if you want to help out in this holiday season with your support, but also if you want to completely formulate and form this event, pledge to my Patreon at patreon.com/DarksidePhil. $5 or more, only 3.5 days left to do it. You got to do it soon, guys, okay? So please head over there, check it out. Thanks to anyone who pledges, by the way. It's not just pledging for that. There are many other reward perks that you can get, including getting text or verbal thank yous in my streams and videos for your contributions, getting your questions answered on my Q&A show, Ask the King, that happens every other month, the next episode being in January, or even getting a private Q&A video made for yourself where you can ask me anything and I will do a video just for you. Pretty neat stuff, pretty neat, rewards. So give it a look, patreon.com/DarksidePhil. Thanks to anyone who considers even pledging, and obviously to those who do pledge. Looking forward to see what you guys want to see during the Christmas marathon. It's going to be great, okay? Also, I have a Teespring store, everybody. At my Teespring store, I sell all kinds of merch, including t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, stickers, and the like. And this is great quality stuff. I can attest because I own a ton of it myself. In the year and a half that I've been using Teespring, I've got nothing but positive things to say. All the stuff I ever got was great quality stuff. I just launched my Christmas line of products for the holidays, plus my 10-year anniversary line of product to celebrate a decade as a content creator is live there, plus all the old tried and true designs that have been there for, over a year are on there. Give it a look. Teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. And anything you guys buy helps me out tremendously. And you guys also, get a really high quality collectible. Just to throw this out there, I select the higher quality of shirt. I don't pick the base level shirt that makes me more money. I actually forego profit in order to make sure that you guys get the better quality shirts. Because I want you to have a better quality shirt. I don't want you to have a piece of crap that's going to fall apart, right? Something that feels rough or whatever. I get the higher quality Hanes shirts that are the stretchier, premium quality fabric. So, all right. If you guys are live on the stream today and you are having fun and you'd like to get some interactivity with me, if you either cheer with bits, subscribe to the channel, or tip me during today's stream, I will give you a shout out during today's stream. Now, I would ask that everyone follow certain criteria and rules, but in particular, if you're going to seek a shout out, please follow these basic stream rules, because I do need to be in adherence with Twitch's terms of service, as well as basically keeping the stream a positive place. So number one, please, if you're going to try to get a shout out, do not bring in negativity or insults. Don't insult myself, other content creators, other people in the stream chat. Insults are not allowed, period. Number two, please don't tell me about negative shit that's happening all over the internet. Not on my stream here. I don't care about the next person who's insulted me, the next person who is illegally stealing my content. The person who's doing this and that, and that's just schoolyard shit, drama shit. I don't care about it. I just want to stay here focused positively on my stream, all right? Please don't bring up diversive topics that are going to cause arguments and controversy, such as religion or politics on the stream. Not allowed, simply because it's not going to work out. You're just going to have people arguing with each other. Please don't bring up negative memes and things, again, against myself or other content creators. Sometimes we notice people come in here repeating memes from other streams, and they're very negative memes against other people, which isn't very nice. In general, these streams that I put out daily, okay, they're meant to be chill places. You can come hang out with me, right? Watch me play a game, see my honest reactions to said game, and you can laugh or you can enjoy whatever you feel like doing. You want to be able to come here and talk with people in the stream chat, talk with me and interact, and have a fun, relaxing place. This is not supposed to be a place where you're inundated with drama. When you come here, you want to escape from the drama and that kind of stuff that happens in your everyday life. You don't want to now be inundated with that here too. And that's what I'm striving to do. And honestly, people have told me this year the streams have gotten much, much better since I made this a policy. I agree. I totally agree. I love the streams. So I hope that you guys have been enjoying them as well. And those are the rules to follow. If you'd like to get a shout out, please follow these general rules, okay? Now, if you'd like to see a fun thank you animation play on the stream for your contribution, you could do that as well. If you either cheer, if you either cheer 100 or more bits in a single cheer, if you tip me $5 or more in a single tip, or if you subscribe to the channel and then you click the share button that appears on the screen after subbing. After a few minutes, it should appear. You'll get a fun thank you animation to play, so that's even more recognition for your contributions. Plus, if you tip me $5 or more, you'll see a holiday-themed animation play, which is really neat, okay? So, pretty awesome. And another way to get some nice recognition, if you look at the top of your stream, you'll also see a stream stats leaderboard. This is a running tally of contributions that I update periodically based on top cheerer, current top tipper, or the running number of total subs that we've got on the channel, all right? So again, if you're the top cheerer or top tipper, you'll get up there as well. Pretty nice, right? And in particular, if you guys look at the top of the stream itself, the stream chat is what I should have said. There is a running tally of the top cheerers for the week, and that actually reset overnight last night. Well, not last night, the night before was Sunday night. So, very, very easy opportunity if you want to get in there and get some recognition for being a top cheerer this week. Now would be a good time to jump on because it's pretty easy to do so. They're pretty low totals right there so far, okay? Outside of all that, subscribing to the channel gets you many benefits. Some of the said benefits include access to all of our fun emotes here on the stream, getting a cool chat crown badge to show how long you've been an ongoing sub, and these were newly redesigned. People really seem to like them, and you don't have to watch advertisements when I run them, okay? Last but not least, if you're interested in tipping me, which I've already mentioned several times, there's two ways you could do it. It's completely separate from the whole cheering and subbing process that are integrated into Twitch and Amazon. If you want to do something completely separate from those two, you can. If you look below my stream, there should be a button that says Tips Jar. If you click on said button, it'll take you to my tips page where you can either be anonymous or you can leave your name and a message to get some recognition. Or if you don't see that button because maybe you're on a mobile device, that's perfectly fine. You can type !tip into the stream chat. That'll bring up a link that you can click on, and that'll take you to the tips page as well. Fair enough? Fair enough. All right. Now it's time for shout-outs, everybody. Let's get to them. So we start off with Shy LaButt. Not Shy LaBouffe. Shy LaButt, who subscribed overnight. Thank you very much for the new sub overnight there. Shy LaButt. Appreciate it. To start off today's cheering, we had It's Sick, It's Piss. He did a 100-bit cheer, and he did some kind of a memeing message that I'm not going to read. But anyway, thank you very much for the cheer. Poopy Poop Gaming USA has resubscribed for the 5th month in a row. What a great name. Thanks for the 5 months of support. Baronoli has also resubscribed for the 4th month in a row. Thank you, Baronoli, for 4 months of support. SA did a 50-bit cheer. He says, if money was not in the way, is there a game that you would want to buy for every console? I find myself doing it with The Walking Dead Season 1. I just purchased it for the Switch, and I'll play it for the 10th time. In modern gaming, I can't really think of one. Like, like most games that have been absolutely outstanding, usually are console exclusive. When you really think about it, like, is there a game that I would want to just keep replaying? What I would like to see is Mass Effect 1 remastered, because that game, even though it was a revolutionary for the time, had a lot of graphical bugs and technical issues. I would like to see that game remade for a modern console with all the bugs fixed. That would be kind of neat. That's a game that I replayed. Well, I played it once when it was new. Then I played through it again to try to do a second run build. Right after trying to basically I did it as like a Paragon. Then I tried to play it as a Renegade. And then when I became a YouTuber, I did a playthrough of it for YouTube. And in that playthrough, what I tried to do is show you guys how to basically do the best run of the game you could. There's actually a way to both maximize your Paragon and Renegade in the game, which I know sounds ridiculous, but you can. There's an exploit to do it. So basically, I showed that off, and it was a pretty fun run. Like, that's a game I'd love to play again at some point. You know, sadly, a lot of the games that I think are games that I would love to go back and replay are probably things you guys wouldn't be interested in. Like, I really love Final Fantasy VI. I really love Chrono Trigger. Those are games I would not mind going back and replaying again over and over. But even the original playthroughs of those games that I didn't really get much attention. You know what I mean? So anyway, that being said, in the modern era, I don't really know if there's a game that I would want to rebuy a million times. What I would say is, like, Street Fighter 4 is probably the game that's the latest version of that. Like, I remember Street Fighter 4, I owned both on Xbox 360 and PS3. Also, Super Street Fighter 2 HD Remix, I owned both on Xbox 360 and PS3. But that was about it. Like, fighting games like that I used to try to play competitively were the games that I would have multiple copies of. I don't think that there's anything in the modern era that I would do that. Okay? Okay, Dooley has did 100-bit cheer. He says, "Sup, Phil, have a good playthrough." Thank you very much, Dooley. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Good to see you, by the way. Baronoli has done a 500-bit cheer. That makes Baronoli our top cheerer of the day so far. So let's get Baronoli up here on the leaderboard with that top contribution. Thank you very much. I appreciate that very much. Okay. All right, moving on. Missouri Lover has resub for the third month in a row and says, "Hey, 3 months, cheers." Thank you very much, Missouri Lover. And my laptop, I'm trying to get it to react. Okay, there we go. Wow, it was locked up. I couldn't get it to move my Muxy leaderboard here. Yes, thank you for the 3 months of support. Very much appreciated. King of Hypocrisy has cheered 50 bits and says, "You previously said ad revenue has been steadily declining on YouTube over the years. Was this a natural process to YouTube's bad business practices, or because of people like PewDiePie generating negative press for YouTube and causing them to lose advertisers?" I have to put most of the blame on YouTube's shoulders. Even though, yes, when you have the top YouTuber out there getting into trouble for saying stupid shit on stream, I cannot put the blame on PewDiePie. I would not do that. Even if the fact that I don't like the content the guy puts out, you know, it doesn't mean that I think that he's responsible at all in any way. I don't think so. I think what happened is very simple. YouTube just thought, oh, our website's so popular, it'll run itself. We don't have to put effort into this. We'll just run bots to do everything. So they had bots auto-assign ads to any old video, and you had advertisers coming in paying big money to get their products advertised on YouTube. And sadly, what ended up happening was advertisers saw these ads were no longer effective. You have ads running on, here's a video. It's a gameplay video meant for kids. And the ads on the video are cars, life insurance. You see what I mean? And so advertisers are like, this is an ineffective advertising. What's happening is you're just putting our ads and throwing it on any kind of video. And basically our advertisement dollars are being wasted because your automated system doesn't actually target our audience. So why are we going to keep using your website? Then, of course, we had the big blow up where YouTube was putting advertisements on videos that were supporting terrorism and shit like that. And it just got worse and worse. So when you had wave after wave of major company who thought that YouTube would be effective advertising, but then when they actually tried it and looked at the evidence and said, we got no benefit from advertising on YouTube because they just throw our fucking ads on any old video. This isn't even our target audience. So why on earth would we want to continue advertising on YouTube? And so they stopped. They pulled their ads. You know, companies like Starbucks and Walmart and other said, fuck this, we're not going to advertise on YouTube anymore. And they pulled all their advertisements. And YouTube, instead of actually saying, okay, I think we now realize our algorithms don't work. As a business now, we're going to have to step up, hire actual humans to intelligently figure out how to actually fix this problem. Instead, they said, let's write more algorithms. Yeah. Ultimate laziness. They said, let's just write more fucking algorithms. Because the algorithms helped the first time. We'll write more. So they did. And it didn't help. You know, advertisements still went on crap content. Then you got guys going out there like Logan Paul filming suicidal, you know, forests and stuff. And it just gets worse and worse. You know what I mean? When YouTube becomes a cesspool where only toxic style content is promoted and watched, and then advertisements get onto said content, what did you expect was going to happen? You know what I mean? All the positive, productive stuff that should be going on the website, instead, it just turns into toxic garbage, and advertisers don't want anything to do with that. You know? The biggest stuff on YouTube these days is toxic content. And it sucks because how are you going to advertise on that, right? So when the major focus of your website is people coming to be negative and nasty and do rumors and drama and be toxic to each other, why would an advertiser want to be associated with that? And sadly, those of us who've been on YouTube for a long time and strive to put out productive content are struggling because of all the actions of YouTube as a company to basically just automate everything and put no fucking effort into their own business. And it's just that simple. The management of YouTube is terrible. The people in positions of power at YouTube have no concept of how to run their business, don't understand the culture, and don't see firsthand what's going on with their website because they ignore it. Instead of actually listening to what people have to say about the website, they put their fingers in their ears and go, neener, 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 until something majorly bad happens, so bad like the Logan Paul incident or channels completely being demonetized for no reason. You know, then all of a sudden they'll still, oh, it's a crisis and we'll listen. But outside of that, they just do whatever they want and no one really benefits. And they've always been like this as a company. Okay, they always have been. They just don't listen. They ask for feedback, you give it to them, and they don't change anything. They just keep going along thinking they know better than everybody else. And the company has declined and declined and declined. YouTube now is a terrible place to be a content creator, being very honest. From someone who's been doing it since 2008, YouTube is a horrendous place to be a content creator. They allow people to regularly do disgusting things and don't care. So, you know, that shit doesn't fly here on Twitch. They just don't. It does not fly here. They will not let you do that kind of shit here. But YouTube just doesn't care, you know? But anyway, no, absolutely not. Under no circumstance would I blame PewDiePie or someone like that. It's YouTube's fault. Ultimately, if YouTube didn't allow the toxic shit to become the prominent thing on their website, if it didn't promote the toxic content, if it didn't put advertisements on the toxic content, then, you know, the website wouldn't be where it is. But they did. But through their own laziness and mismanagement, that's what the business has become. It's their fault and no one else's. Okay. Okay, shout out to SA who says, I watched Angry Joe's review of Fallout 76. Thank God that you did not buy the game. Looks horrible. Yeah, I mean, I pretty much called that one. We saw it at E3. I said I'm incredibly on the fence about this, even though I'm a huge fan of, you know, Fallout. I don't necessarily think this game's going to be very good. It looks like Destiny to me. It looks like a quick cash-in. And then as more and more information came out about this game over the months leading up to Fallout 76, I kind of said the same thing. And then I became, like, basically on the fence. I was going to play it. I had even had people lined up to do co-op with and everything. But ultimately, when it came down to it, I was already in the midst of so many different playthroughs. And I didn't want to take the time away from those ongoing playthroughs in order to start up a game that wouldn't necessarily be worth my time. And now, Everyone collectively agrees the game is a piece of shit. In fact, the game has basically become the whipping boy of YouTube. You know how every once in a while, every single YouTuber says, oh, I got to make that negative video about that game everyone's bashing so I can make free money? That's what's happened with Fallout 76. I've seen videos like, Fallout 76 is literal garbage. Fallout 76 is the worst game ever made. Fallout 76, you know, basically really over-exaggerated shit. Way over the top. And not to say that maybe some people don't actually legitimately feel that way, but when I see every video on YouTube is like that, I know, oh, this is the new game to bash, in order to be popular, basically. And so a lot of people made a lot of money talking shit about Fallout 76 on YouTube. I'm sure they're happy about this situation. But for me, I totally avoided it because I called it. I knew it was going to be crap, and I wanted to play other good, better stuff. And honestly, I'm glad I didn't waste time on it. I think that the streams that I did of it would have been a complete utter waste of time. And we were much better off sticking with the good stuff that I've been playing. So there you go. All right, shout out to 2Bar King, who did a 100-bit cheer. Thank you very much, 2Bar King. Then I had a troll who cheered. The troll probably been banned by now. Let's take a look here. Probably was. No, but I just did. Okay, I don't know what the hell he's talking about, but he's out of here. Rob Warren tipped me $5, and he says, thanks for the good wishes yesterday, dude. I can't type quick enough in chat, but I'll always be here. Thank you very much, Rob. Appreciate that. All your contributions, and, you know, your viewership. I'm glad to hear, you know, that my daily streams entertain you and make you feel better. You know, good stuff. Thank you very much for the support and the love, okay? So you're the current top tipper of the day. Thank you very much for the top tip. I appreciate that. Okay? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Let's actually check on sub count and see if it's changed at all. I have no idea. It has gone up by 1. So, we're at 550 subs. Very good. Obviously, I'd like to say shout out to the top cheerer for today, Baronoli, and also to Rob Warren for the first tip of the day. Much appreciated. Reminder, I will be playing Darksiders 3 right now. And if you want a shout out, you can get one if you cheer, sub, or tip. But I'm really intrigued to see how this game is, considering the reviewers cannot agree on this game at all. Some say it's a 3, some say it's a 9. I mean, I've never seen... okay, maybe I have seen, but this is one of the most divisive games in recent memory. So I guess we're going to find out firsthand what the hell is going on. All right, sounds good. All right, guys, thank you very much. And let's start. Let's see what this game has to offer us, shall we? All right, thank you, and let's begin. Here we go.